Tricia Morris here at Club Scrap, and what you're looking at here is a layout created with the Club Scrap Light Spring Chorus collection. Really excited about this new edition, and you can see I've got some stenciling here that I've done with the stencil that comes right in the kit, and I wanted to show you how I did it. So let's get our gesso and inks and get started. Take your dark blue plane and your stencil of the fern and then some gesso. This is from their Creative Concoctions workshop that we did at Retreat, and I've gone ahead and shaken this already so it's well mixed. Now I'm just going to use a foam brush here and place the stencil going off the edge of the page and then tap with the gesso. Now it depends on how thick your gesso is. The tapping motion I feel prevents the gesso from seeping beneath the stencil, and just kind of work it onto the paper until you feel like you've got it well covered, and then gently and carefully pull up. Then I'm repositioning the stencil again onto another spot on the paper. Just trying to be careful not to overlap onto the previously gessoed piece. If you do want to get a little bit closer in together with your fern placement, then be sure to heat set your gesso before going on to the next step. I'm just, for sake of time here, I'll just work along into 3 different areas without overlapping. But notice I am going off the edge of the page. I really do prefer to do that and think the look is nice. It helps the art piece continue on. So you can see I've got a couple of other little splatters. Don't worry about those. This isn't, this is more like altered journal styling, so no worries about getting some stray marks. You will never see it by the time we're done jazzing up this paper. Then when you're finished, immediately wipe off the excess gesso from the stencil, and it should just come right off. And be sure to get the backside too for anything that's seeped beneath. And then the gesso dries quickly, but to speed things along, just go ahead and zap it with a heat tool, and you'll be ready for the next step. With my clean stencil, I'll reposition it now over my dried, initially stenciled fern that I did with the gesso, and just use an ink applicator from Club Scrap and the Peridot ink, or the ink color of your choice, and stencil right over the top of the originally placed stencil markings, and you'll see how it overlays brightly onto the white base. It just has a neat effect now with the darker colored paper. Imagine the combination of possibilities that you have with stencils you have on hand and inks. Like imagine black with white, and then you can place another color on top of it. So the gesso actually primes our foundation, and then the ink really pops now that I have the white as the base. So it's just kind of like a primer, and what a great combination with dark colored papers. So just start thinking about the different combinations that you can use to create this effect on your paper. Next, let's take one of the unmounted images from the Spring Chorus collection, this large music collage. I love this as a background, and go ahead and ink that with white pigment ink. I'm just making sure I have it straight on the mounting block here, and then randomly stamp it onto your background paper. So this is layer number 3 of the process, and you can feel free to just stamp right over your stenciled images too. That's going to help to add some depth to this. And maybe stamp it 3 or 4 times onto the paper, and it's going to start to build this collage we've got going here. And then next, let's take one of the floral images, also from the Spring Chorus Unmounted Stamp Collection, and I'm inking that with sapphire ink and just randomly stamping some more depth to this altered style. So it's a smaller image, therefore I'll stamp it more times, unlike the larger white music noise. And then finally, back with the Peridot ink, just stamp another fern unmounted stamp image onto the paper as well. And notice the difference in the shade. This is the same exact ink color that I used on top of the gessoed ferns that I stenciled, but stamped directly onto the dark blue paper, it looks totally different. Next, grab that white gelato, and then this is the new Faber-Castell water pen. I really like the way it dispenses water, and for this particular technique you do need a ton of water in the tip of your brush to pick up a lot of that color, and then we'll splatter that all over the page. And as I'm doing that, I just want to remind you that we are a monthly club for scrapbookers and rubber stampers, and we'd love to have you join us. You can subscribe to a club for as little as $19.95 a month. That is the Club Scrap Lite Kit, and it's really a lot of fun. We'd love to have you join us and continue to be inspired to learn new techniques, kind of like this, every single month. It's a great way to treat yourself to something special. So anyway, once you're done splattering, you can heat set it. And of course, clean off your brush before you stow it away. And I've just chosen to add some pictures to mine, just 3 simple photos, a little title, and I've taken that paper and just nested it onto 2 other contrasting colors to really set it off. Hope you like the technique. Thanks for watching.